Okay, lost you there. Back on the motorway. So as I was saying, yeah, you got the monkey brain, the human brain, which is like the reasoning brain, and the inner chap that's like knows it's a bad idea. It's kind of like your Jiminy Cricket out of Pinocchio. That's the kind of character. And then there's like the computer brain, I think it is. That, like, I don't know, weighs things up, and I don't know, can't remember what the other brain is. But the important thing is, and what I took from the book, is you've got the chimp, and the chimp is the important one. That's the one that fucks everyone up, and that's the one that we all give into because we're all very weak. And it's about how to manage your inner chimp. And when I'm having these cravings, when I'm having these bits of daydreams, I think, oh, it'd be nice to have a fag. I know that's my monkey brain. That's my chimp there. And if you don't talk to him, if you don't like reason with this monkey brain, if you don't acknowledge him, he can win out because he's far stronger than the human brain. He's far, far stronger. So first thing that I'll do when I'm having these things is I'll recognise in my head, and I'll clock it saying it's a craving and it'll pass. It's a craving and it'll pass. When those daydreams start happening and I start actually thinking, oh, going to the shop and buying it, that sounds like a good idea, and oh, it'd be a sweet moment. That's my monkey brain. That is my monkey brain trying to fucking trick me, trying to get that dopamine. Because it's the monkey brain that's addicted to the dopamine. And they do pass. This is the important thing. They do pass, these cravings. And, now I can look back at that. It was only about an hour ago or something. That's it, gone. Not interested. I think well done me for getting through it and not acting on it. I think that's something I'll do a bit of a video on though, the chimp paradox. That's been super helpful in my quit journeys. One of the tools that I've found really useful. The chimp paradox. Other books that have been really useful, other bits of content, podcasts by Gabor Mate, talks by him on YouTube, addiction specialist on childhood trauma. That's really helped me understand the nature of my addiction. Just be a bit more sort of self-compassionate toward, in understanding. It's not my fault that I've been addicted. I've got these addictive tendencies. It's a result of my early childhood experience. And the chances are, for anyone that's got problems with addiction, whether it be smoking or drinking or Class A's, B's or C's or chocolate or porn or any kind of even self-soothing behaviour like, eating disorders or obsessive compulsive disorders, whatever it is, these unhealthy manifestations of adverse childhood experiences. They're self-soothing. They are a need for control. They're an attempt to try and hide from the pain. And it's taken me a long time to realise what the pain is that I've experienced that's made me, made me self-soothe in such negative ways, self-destructive ways. I kind of think, I had a fairly decent childhood. I mean, my parents divorced. I was provided for. We weren't rich by any stretch of the imagination. We were probably a bit on the poor side, to be fair. But we never went out. We went on school trips, and we always had a new pair of shoes at the start of the year, and my mum could get us football boots, and I played football every weekend and that. So I wasn't I didn't miss out. Wasn't the fault of my mum either, or my dad, but I experienced emotional neglect, is what I can come to understand now. I wasn't comforted and cared for when I needed it, when I was a kid, and I experienced this sense of abandonment. On probably a fairly regular basis through my childhood. My mum had to work. My mum was very stressed. She had 2 young lads to look after. Single mum. My dad was, he's an addict. He's a very troubled person. My dad, he's had a difficult childhood. I understand why he's got his issues, and why he drinks, why he smokes, why he struggles with his emotions. But yeah, Gabor Mate, he's been really helpful in helping me understand the nature of addiction, and helping me understand how certain childhood experiences have an effect on you later in life. Another very influential book that I've read is Why Love Matters. Similar to Gabor Mate stuff, it's about how your childhood experience shapes you as an adult, and it goes into quite a lot of detail in explaining how the brain develops. And in the first few years, your brain is like doubling in size or something. It's growing at such a rapid rate, and how you experience the world in those early years creates your inner workings of your brain and the inner workings of your mind. It shapes your reality. So if you don't get enough eye contact, or if you don't get a cuddle when you're crying, your impression of the world is that you're on your own, the world's not a safe place. So later in life you might find it difficult to build relationships, or you might be distrusting, or you might have, you'll probably have difficulty regulating your emotions. I'm not going to tell you about, I can't explain the book. Well, that's something I'd like to do a video on as well later on, but if anyone's interested in these things, before I get around to it, probably going to take me about a year or two to do these things. I suggest reading it, yeah, Why Love Matters. I can't think who wrote it, top of my head. And you know what? Who else has really helped me with things is Russell Brand. Shout out to Russell Brand, thank you, mate. I first became a fan of Russell Brand. Oh, he's flying. Back when he was a DJ firstly on XFM. I caught him just at the end of XFM, but I proper started listening to him when he was on Radio 2 with Matt Morgan and Mr. G. He's a madman. Not so much anymore, I would say. But this is the thing why it's so inspiring and why he's changed and really, well, he's influenced me so heavily. When I first caught on to him, I was very, very inspired and just in total kind of awe of the way that his brain works, how quick he was, his use of vocabulary, his energy, his creativity, his ability to just to think on the spot. He's really quite remarkable. And he's a wild child. He was a wild child. I read his book. Crazy stories in there. The life that he's had as a drug addict, what he's sort of experienced, and how he got to being clean one day at a time. It's really kind of an inspiring story. But in addition to that, because he's been such a public figure and he's always been putting content out, and he's very candid and very authentically open about his experience and his story, you've seen him just transform in real time. He's gone from being this wild child, Big Brother presenter with his crazy haircut and, you know, mental, real eccentric character, to now being really quite considered, calm, thoughtful, bright, and a positive influence on the world. And I kind of think about someone like him, you think, God, if he can do it with the life that he's had, the childhood he's had, the adolescence and early adulthood that he's had, you know, he was a heroin addict and fucking alcoholic, whatever else he was doing. Total rock star lifestyle. Total failure. I probably won't mind me, you know, that's how I sort of see it. And at the same time, very successful. He made a success of it, even though, you know, he seems relatively functioning. You know, he sort of made money and had his successes as an actor and a comedian. But, you know, he was just a bit of a liability and a loose cannon. And now, yeah, you watch his YouTube videos and it's... the guys... part of it's just age, immaturity, I suppose, but he's also someone who's beaten his addictions and changed himself for the better. And he's shown me that it's possible. So yeah, My Bookie Book, have a read of that. Loads of good stuff on addiction there. I haven't read his book Mentors, but I think that will be really good. I think that'll be really helpful. has gone through change. He's gone through massive change, and I think mentorship, or finding inspiration from people and guidance, and I'm finding the support from people is so important for getting through or beating addictions and changing these kind of changing your lifestyle. Alan Carr, yeah, I've watched his film and I've read his book. It's good. You know, it changes your perspective a little bit. It reframes smoking and cigarette smoke as being this disgusting, horrible thing, and you're a slave to it. And you know, it's good. It's it changes. You know, it changes your perspective on it. But what it doesn't give you is strategies for dealing with cravings so well. It doesn't give you that continued support, which I think is necessary. I think most people will take a few goes to quit. A few goes or a lot of goes. But definitely Alan Carr's book. That is a must read. That is a must read, or it's a must watch. He's got his video, I think it's on YouTube still. Get involved. That is useful information. Other things that I've tried, I don't know how useful they've been. Meditation, affirmations, go to bed with sleep meditations about quitting smoking. Done all them. You know, I don't know. Give them a try. Why not? You go to sleep and you got some soothing voice saying, next time you need a cigarette, just don't have a cigarette. You can do it. She's got a kind of weird Irish accent, apparently. Yeah, I'll give them a go. Therapy generally, guys. Fucking A, get a therapist, give it a go. Get some help. I know it's a fair amount of money, but if you've got the dough, you can afford it. I'm paying £60 a session. You think about how much I spend on cigarettes or weed or booze. You know, that's not a lot. £60 a week, £60 every 2 weeks. It's worth it. It's a massive investment in yourself, and it's a difficult thing because it's not tangible, the progress. Sometimes it's like you don't really know how far you've come or what you're shooting for, what you want to achieve, but trust me, they are trained in helping you understand yourself and helping you transform as a person into becoming your more authentic person and fulfilling your potential, or dealing with shit that's so difficult to deal with on your own. Well, let's just say impossible to deal with on your own. Things that you bury deep down inside, so much so that you might just blank them out of your consciousness, you know, entirely. You might blank them out of your consciousness entirely, or just ignore them, pretend they didn't happen. Well, that isn't healthy. That isn't healthy, and they're in there and they manifest in negative ways like addictions, you know, negative behaviour towards other people, self-destructive behaviours, low self-esteem, anxiety, depression. All these things, they're rooted in something deep down inside of you. And yeah, to get some help, some expert help, get involved. I would also say, I feel like I'm not giving advice. This is not giving advice. I'm not in a position to do that. I'm saying what's worked for me, the information that I've found useful, and the strategies that I'm taking that I'm finding useful. I think educating myself on health and nutrition, having an interest in those kinds of things is crucial. If you haven't got the basic understanding of how your body works and how your mind and your body is affected by what you consume, how you fuel it, how you maintain it, then what's your motivation? What's your motivation for quitting smoking? A massive motivation for me, and I think for a lot of people, is health. I don't want to die of cancer, ideally. It might happen, smoking isn't the only cause of cancer. I know I've suffered from a lot of stress through my life, especially as a kid, all the way through even now, fucking A. And stress is the biggest killer, they say. But smoking is also a massive fuel for stress, so that's that, get rid of it. But understanding how it depletes your vitamin C, how it changes your mood, how it changes your brain functioning. I don't like having yellow teeth. I'm hoping that they will whiten up a little bit over time. Go back to having a nice smile. Self-esteem. You feel like you haven't got any willpower. In fact, your mental health generally is lots of things. All the shit, all the tars and toxins. You've seen like the little videos where they smoke a cigarette in like a little glass tube full of cotton wool, and it just goes like brown and black, and you think, fuck me, yeah, that's one cigarette. That's one cigarette. And I'm smoking 10, 15, 20 a day, and all that's just looping in my lungs. I'd like to be able to run up a hill or go on a bike ride and do stuff, especially in my older age. That's a big thing for me. I'm getting towards, I'm 29, 30 in November next year, March, 8 months or something, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, yeah, 8 months. And I'm feeling getting old. Not getting old, but getting older. I can feel my body is starting to ache in ways that it hasn't done. It takes me longer to recover from a hangover. Those kinds of things. It's an eye-opening experience. I'm thinking, I need to start taking care of myself. Now's the time. I've abused my body for 10 years, and now it's time to get my acting gear. And I think if you're someone who's maybe been smoking, not looking after yourself so well for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, maybe there's a point that'll come where you kind of think, well, fuck it, I've got this far, there's no point changing now. I suppose there's a point where that comes, but then what is life about? What is life about you've got an inkling of feeling like it's possible, or that you want to do it, then why not give it a go? Why not try? There's a lady on one of the quick smoking Facebook groups that I'm in, Jackie. Shout out to Jackie. I love you. I actually love you. You're amazing. She's an American lass from Texas. Lass, I shouldn't say lass. She's an American lady from Texas. Ex-school teacher, retired. God knows how old she is. Let's say 50, to be on the kind side. I think she's probably a bit older than that. And yeah, she's fucking done it. She's done it, and she's so inspiring. She's got so much wisdom, so many useful insights that she shares. And I think, fuck me, if she can do it when she's 50, then fair play. She can do it, and anyone can do it. Oh man. But you know, each to their own, innit? Everyone's got their own battles to fight, and maybe smoking is just one of those battles that you're like, oh fuck it, it's not an issue. But I guess if you're watching these videos, then you probably are an issue. You probably are looking for some motivation or inspiration. And you know, in these videos I'm hoping that there's glimpses of that, and you find little nuggets. And I think really just by watching me do it, you'll see inspiration. You'll find the inspiration. I don't want to be Mr. Motivator. You know, that isn't me. I just want to live by example. And I think there's a niche. I think there's a niche on YouTube for quit smoking. And you know, maybe there's a living to be had for me. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I just hope if one person finds these videos useful, and they can find the strength and the motivation to quit after watching some of these videos that I've been waffling on, then it's worthwhile, innit? Would you not agree? It don't take much effort at the moment. I'm basically just turning my camera on, chat away without thinking about what I'm going to talk about, really. Just let it all spill out, turn it off. When I got a bit of Wi-Fi, upload a video. Low quality, but you know, yeah, it's just me, innit? Just me being me. And this is the origins. The origins of the YouTube journey. I ain't told you where I'm off to yet, have I? Finished work, I'm knackered, and I didn't want to really be doing this drive, but I've arranged to pick up. I built a bed now in my van, a nice big size bed. I had 2 nights in it, but it's not comfortable because I do not have a mattress in there. So I'm driving to a place. Oh, fucking hell. Driving somewhere near Crewe, which is about an hour away from where I am, so that I can. Yeah, 9:30 he wants me to pick it up, which is a fucking ball ache on my day off, first day off. But you know, needs must. It means I'll get a better sleep these next few nights. Yeah, rather than driving in the morning, waking up at the crack of dawn and doing an hour drive, I thought I'd do it now. Save myself, let me have a bit more sleep in the morning. I reckon probably about 20 minutes away, something now, maybe less. less, 15 minutes with a bit of luck. Well, okay. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Let us know how you deal with your cravings in the comments below. That's what the YouTube is saying it. In the comments below. Leave some positive vibes for the quitters. And give yourselves a pat on the back. Well done. If you're quitting, keep cracking on. One day at a time, team. I will not smoke with you today. Or tomorrow. Anything after that, we're not even thinking about it. One day at a time. Okay. Bye then.